Hello.
All right, here we go. Cranking up the power in football land, turning on the switch.
I should probably have started the noise after you.
Yeah.
You did the switch, because then the switch would go on.
You were doing the generator, and I was turning on the switch, which the power wouldn't have worked yet.
So there would be like a button before the switch.
That wasn't the switch to turn on the generator, it was just the switch to turn on the lights, which would be powered when the generator generates them.
Yeah, and so Mark, not currently here.
No.
He's on his way.
He's on his way.
He said he's on his way.
He's on his way.
He better be on his way.
But let's start before he gets here.
Yeah, let's start. With Mark, you never know how long it's going to be. He's one of those. He's going to at least have 2 or 3 toilet breaks. He's a man who likes to take his time.
He takes his time. As we know, he's reading the paper in there as we speak. So let's get on with design in the park.
Okay.
Let me take your hand. I want to take you to football land. It's built in the sand. And I'll run out of lyrics.
All right, what you got?
All right, this is called Uri Geller Fucks Up Your Day at Footballland.
I like it already.
Okay, Uri Geller, for those of you who might not know, was or is a famous mindbender, spoonbender, like parapsychology, paranormal trickster.
Does stuff with
magician.
his mind.
He's a magician, a magician.
He's a poor man's Darren Brown.
Yeah, he bends spoons. He claims to move objects, telekinesis style.
Did he befriend Glenn Hoddle?
Befriended Glenn Hoddle, I believe. He also befriended Michael Jackson.
Oh,
and
yes.
he also claimed to have won the election in 2019 for Boris Johnson against Jeremy Corbyn.
He did.
Nowadays, I think Uri Geller is in Israel, which is where he's from. Uri Geller is connected to football in quite a few different ways. But my main one for this purpose is his 2 acts of claiming to have affected football with his mind. The most famous one was in Euro 96 when England played Scotland. Yeah. Scotland got a penalty. It was 0-0 at the time. Or was it actually 1-0 actually to England by then? Can't quite remember now. Anyway, we'd just conceded a penalty. Gary McAllister stepped up to take it at Wembley Stadium. Gary McAllister missed the penalty. It was saved. We went up the other end and scored. Uri Geller afterwards claimed that he was in a helicopter circling above Wembley Stadium, and when the penalty was being taken, he used his mind to make the ball move slightly off the spot just as Gary McAllister was about to kick it. Yeah. So Uri Geller kind of took credit for England winning that game. Via his mind. If you actually watch the replay of that penalty, you do see the ball move slightly off the spot. I'm sure that Uri Geller also saw that replay. I'm not saying he's not a good showman, but I just don't believe. I mean, why didn't he just stop the penalty happening in the first place?
Yeah, or why did he pay for a ticket in a helicopter? That's maybe he just likes watching football in an overhead view. Yeah, it's strange, but.
Very odd. And also, would he... I'm not sure what the flight rules are, but can you just circle a helicopter above a stadium while a game's on? Is there not a sort of rule against that?
I think he paid for the privilege. You know, he was just really desperate. He loves that. Ever since those early football computer games.
Yeah, top down.
World
Cup Italia 90.
He really,
Kick-off,
and so when he watches it on the TV, it really does nothing for him.
Yeah, so he needs to be up top watching.
Which is why he's moved to Israel, because they're a lot more lenient with that sort of thing.
Yeah, they're famously lenient with their flight paths.
Very. Israel. Yeah, and so I just hope nobody tells him about drones, because that's going to sort of ruin his life.
Well, the second time he claimed to have an impact on football was at Euro 2020 in 2021 when he was about to go on stage in Israel. England were playing Germany in the knockout game, and Thomas Muller was bearing down on goal, right?
He was.
Uri Geller claimed that he was watching the game on a phone.
This is pre-stage routine.
Yeah. He was about to go on stage. I've got a couple of problems with this, which I'll go into. He was about to go on stage. He was watching the game on his phone.
Yeah.
Thomas Muller bearing down on goal. and he commanded Thomas Muller to miss. And he claimed afterwards, according to a couple of newspapers, that he was the person who made Thomas Muller miss that shot on goal, which was basically, a standard one-on-one that he'd score 9 times out of 10. 2 problems with that.
Yeah.
What time was he going on stage? Because I don't know what the time difference is between England and Israel.
Yeah.
But that's a very late stage time for him, considering it was at an evening kickoff for us.
Yeah.
Secondly, what game have you ever watched on a phone that's been exactly live? Like, on Sky Go, it's like 5 minutes late.
Yeah.
And especially if you're in a completely different country, I'm not sure what his ITV hub is like over there.
Yeah.
And also, surely that is more of an impressive a feat than anything he's about to do on stage. Why didn't he play the game on a big screen and just say, all right, guys, everyone gather around. I'm going to control this football match.
Yeah.
And how much of a football match can you control before you get brain damage?
Yeah.
Like, would Uri Geller be able to control a whole passage of, like, Pep Guardiola style tiki-taka football? Or just a penalty shootout? Because also, what the hell was he doing for our penalty shootout in the final against Italy? Why was he... I mean, Thomas Muller bearing down on goal is obviously, that was a big moment. But could he not have helped us out in the final? Or did his powers weaken because of that initial effort? In which case, I'm saying to you, Uri... conserve your energy, mate.
Yeah,
we had a penalty shootout in the final against Italy. Where were you for that?
It's tough, isn't it? Because he might say, Muller, he's seen into the future and he sees Muller as the turning point.
Yeah.
And he sees the Scotland penalty as the turning point.
Yeah.
And so,
what, like a sliding doors sort of thing? This is the butterfly that flaps its wings.
Yeah,
this is the moment that's mostly important. I can't help you after that, because anything after that is a bonus.
Yeah.
But this is how it fits into Footballland.
Good, I was going to ask. How...
So basically, we have a lot of potential for accidents at Footballland.
So many.
Yeah, very.
So many.
Now, we're going to be liable for them. Yeah? Have you ever thought about that? The fact that we might be sued? We might be sued for anyone getting an injury with our rickety as shit rides.
Yeah.
People might, lose a limb, they might drown, they might...
We're sort of counting on it, but yes, carry on.
People might get hurt. They might sue us. Yeah. So here's my absolute foolproof measure to make sure we never get sued at Footballland. All it costs is about $1 million a year.
Oh, okay.
Plus helicopter costs.
Okay.
We pay Uri Geller $1 million a year to circle above Footballland in a helicopter.
Okay. Does he ever come down?
No, he never comes down.
So we've sort of got to fuel him while he's up there.
He's circling above at all times. Anytime, and he can't resist this, anytime someone down there falls over, hurts themselves, inexplicably veers off the path and crashes, severely injures themselves.
Yeah.
Uri Geller...
Almost every ride in football.
...will claim it. He will... He won't be able to resist. He will say, that was me. That was my telekinesis, mind-bending skills.
This is good. This is very good.
I caused that person to have that accident.
Yeah.
So, anytime they sue us, we can say, and it's watertight, it's not our fault. It was Uri Geller's fault. Sue him.
Yeah.
But they won't be able to sue him because he's in a helicopter.
Yeah, he's always up there.
He's always up there.
I think we should definitely keep him up there now. Yes. We should, like they do from those American reconnaissance planes when they fuel them from above, like a plane flies above and a hose comes down.
Yeah, a hose comes down and fits in.
Fits in somehow. Like
and you
you
can change pilots because you can winch a pilot out and winch one in.
It's all going to have to be done. No, it's going to have to be done from underneath. The crucial thing with the helicopter is the rotor blade. We better not. So we could do it. Like
you could have a chute coming down for the pilot coming out.
Yeah, like in when a house is being renovated and they've got those sort of
bucket things. Yeah, for waste.
Put them into a skip.
Is that to wee down?
No, it's to throw the stuff out of a window into a skip.
It was just a really long, cool toilet.
No, it would be a great way to get home. Clock it off, lads. Like a fireman's pole. What a way to kind of finish your day. But I think it'd be onto rubble and broken glass. Not skips. So good. But we could have them, yes, that would be great. If they could, they throw one of those and it's sort of concertinas down, like, and they slide down it. And then we could just, when window cleaners now. They don't really like ladders, do they?
No, they never use ladders. They've got a purifying system, water system.
Like that big long pole.
They've been scammed into buying.
And so I think we'll hire one of those guys to come and do his like, and he's got like a 300-meter long pole that is a
the helicopter pilot climbs up.
No, I think that's how we refuel it.
Oh, okay.
Because they're used to pumping fluids high into the air.
They are used to pumping fluids.
So I think he pumps the fluids high into the air, and that's how we refuel it.
So how do you get the other pilot up there?
Maybe it's full of the air. Maybe we just have a really big aircraft.
Yeah.
We have a really big helicopter. Yeah. And it's just packed full of pilots.
All right. So you start off the year, January the 1st.
365 pilots.
Pilots. And then one by one, when they clock off their shift, they go through a giant bucket.
One of those skip buckets.
And then the next person takes their place. So you've got one pilot in there who's drawn the short straw, and he's airborne for 365 days. Yeah. And he only pilots the helicopter the last day. Yeah. Christmas Day, though.
Yeah.
So it's a great Christmas present.
Yeah. Or New Year's Eve.
Yeah, New Year's Eve. So you can see some fireworks,
exactly.
At least. Uri Geller's looking down, and then he announces proudly, dare I say arrogantly, I caused that person there to twist their ankle. Then they say to us, we've got a complaint to make. This is obviously dangerous, health and safety-wise. This is a terrible park. Who do we sue? And we just point up to Uri Geller and say, he made you do it, mate. Yeah. And then they say, how do we sue? It was like, it's international airspace. You can't sue. Just like, have you ever heard anyone in space be sued?
No. I've
never heard anyone in... I've never heard...
because you can't hear anything in space.
You can't hear anything in space.
Maybe we should just create a vacuum inside Footballland. So...
Yeah, above us... Well, maybe Uri Geller's in a space station. And then we don't need any pilots.
That's true. That's a better solution.
Yeah, we don't need any pilots weighing there or staying there for a year. It's just him on his own, on the International Space Station, looking down drone footage, Google Earth footage of people falling over and claiming he did that. And then you cannot sue someone in the space station. And, that keeps him... I mean, he clearly needs the column inches. And imagine how many, newspapers are going to run that story every day.
He'd probably have a column in the Sun Sport section.
Just detailing all the injuries.
A litany of...
He's claiming that people have suffered in our theme park. But every day, like a normal person just on the tube, reading the Sun, and then just looking through this list every single day of just the injuries that Uri has claimed that a theme park member has suffered.
But crucially,
that's terrible advertising, though, isn't it? Why would they go to Footballland if they just saw how many injuries there are?
Well, why do people jump out of planes?
Yeah,
why do people go into a cave?
Yeah, why do people go into a cave?
Why would you go ice skating?
Yeah,
it's for the thrill. Yeah. It's for the rush. It's to say I went ice skating and I survived. Yeah, there's no other reason. I didn't end up in Uri Geller's Sun Sport column that was probably ghostwritten and just has a cutout of Uri Geller's head and his signature somewhere on the page.
We could ghostwrite it. We could come up with, because obviously we've got to keep a tally of everyone that's injured themselves. Yeah. We'd send that directly to the Sun every morning.
It's just our accident book.
Yeah.
We print the page of our accident book every day in the Sun with Uri Geller's head above it. I mean, in truth, we can cut Uri Geller out of this as long as he signs up. We could just send him up on a Chinese rocket and just that's it. We just cut off communications and he's not coming down for a while. And it's a great...
Because the only reason we need him up there now is so he doesn't get sued.
Yeah.
But why do we worry about that? Yeah. It doesn't matter to us whether he gets sued or not.
No.
So we don't even need him in space.
He's going to sign that contract going, I am liable for all accidents that happen in Footballland. And once he's signed that, that's it. Get him on that rocket. Get him out. Get rid.
Okay, I think we're ready to vote.
All right.
Okay, all in favour of Uri Geller will fuck up your day at Footballland. Say aye. 3, 2, 1.
Aye. It's a firm aye. What I've got for you now,
it's
called Pepe's PP take. Now, don't worry, it's not a toilet.
Right.
I've said before, too much toilet
Spoiled
stuff.
the broth, yeah.
Yes, we had too much of that in season 1.
Yeah.
Towards the end, I think we're chocker with
toilets. We don't need any more toilets. No.
Well, let's not be hasty. We might need some ideas later. So let's not write toilets off completely.
Sure.
Pepe's PP take is actually, it's an updating of one of the greatest pieces of sports television ever.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if this is internationally known, but in the UK, very big. It was called Ferdinand's World Cup Wind-Ups.
Yeah.
And it was
huge cultural activity.
It was a big moment.
Yeah, huge.
Pre-2006 World Cup.
It was just a 1.5 hour show.
It was a one-off.
But boy, did that cause a storm.
Leave them wanting more.
Oh, God.
None of this sort of 40 Towers or The Office 12 episodes.
No,
one episode.
1.5 hour ep.
Cultural epoch of its own.
Yeah.
Time stood still and everybody said, what did you do during Rio Ferdinand?
It was like the moon landings.
Yeah, like time stood still and
JFK,
you remembered every moment of it. What
Rio
you were
Ferdinand's punked, ITV punked show.
I'm glad you said punked because it was a direct rip-off of Punked.
It was.
Which is essentially a direct rip-off of Beatles About.
Yeah. Can you remember any of the wind-ups?
Yes.
Go on.
Gary Neville was arrested by the police. There was Ashley Cole, he went to a charity gig.
Yeah.
There was a song. He accidentally deleted the vocal track, but he didn't. They'd played a prank on him.
Yeah.
Sean Wright-Phillips got a waiter fired. Crouch got set up with some kind of dodgy investment deal between those Indians and Russians and stuff like that.
That feels like a Panorama episode. That
Again, it sort of echoes Sam Allardyce's kind of like...
And a bit of fake shake thrown in.
It was a bit fake shake, yes. Rooney was a dog thing.
A vet put a dog down.
Yeah.
Accidentally put a dog down.
A child's dog died.
Killed a dog.
Yeah, I think Colleen was behind this one and she was like, let's make this as horrific as possible. Beckham had a kind of like erroneous driver.
He got kidnapped. He got kidnapped.
Was it?
I think David Beckham got kidnapped.
I think he thought he got kidnapped.
And he legged it. He got out and legged it.
Yeah, because the guy was driving around for ages. He was supposed to be getting to a meeting and the guy just kept going around. He got really worried.
Yeah.
And then David James, I think, was the other one. And
Art Gallery.
Broke some artwork.
That's right, yes.
And most importantly, this show birthed the phrase, "You've been murked."
Yeah. You've been murked.
And I can only assume that the reason they didn't call it You've Been Murked is because the makers of You've Been Framed
would have been
got really litigious,
cross.
furious. Because at the end of, instead of You've Been Punked, in Ashton Kutcher, it was sort of Rio Ferdinand very stiltedly turning to the camera and go, "You've been murked."
And there was a brief confusion because no one had ever heard the word murked.
Was.
So it was like, what, a Mercedes?
Mercedes?
Have I been run over by a Merc and I'm dead?
Mercedes?
That's because all of the, like, Beckham, etc., they thought they died. They thought they'd been knocked over by a Mercedes.
Have I been...
Is this an out-of-body experience?
Have I been valeted? Have I been waxed? Have I been hot waxed? Have I been overpriced?
Yeah.
Have I been shipped on a ferry from Germany?
Yeah. All of those things run through their heads.
It was
especially Sean Wright-Phillips.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because
I don't think he even went to the World Cup, did he?
I don't know what Sean Wright-Phillips ever did. I know he was...
Really nice guy.
Lovely.
Really lovely. Really likes golf. Lives in Arizona.
It's probably why we don't know much about Sean Wright-Phillips because he is a nice.
He's just a really nice guy. Okay. Really nice guy. A very gentle man and very clever.
Let's leave him alone then.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure he can fend for himself, but I don't think there's any reason to apart from you're very small.
Do it. So, if we're going to bring Rio Ferdinand's World Cup wind-ups back, what better than the Merchant of Mischief?
Oh, Merchant of Mischief.
The master of shithousery himself. There's only one man that could properly do that. Follow you around all day at Footballland and work out what really is going to really get under your skin. It's Pepe.
Yeah, it's Pepe.
It's Pepe.
Pepe Le Pew.
Pepe Le Pew. And he's probably going to have to say, "You've been murked."
Yeah.
But I don't think we tell him what it means.
Right.
We just go, "Pepe, would you like to live out that bit of football that you love the best?"
Yeah.
Just winding people up.
Yeah, 2 million a year.
Being an arse. I reckon he'd probably do it for free. If we remove the football bit from your day.
Yeah.
Just go and be an arsehole.
Yeah.
I think he's in.
Yeah.
It's that, he's snatched your hand off. We've probably got 2 million to give him, but no, he's in. Yeah. See, senor. He's Portuguese. But that's my best Portuguese.
Yeah.
And I think he has to, and always say, look, Pepe, just go and do what you do. Go and be the best Pepe you can be.
Yeah.
But when you've done it, can you just turn to the cameraman who's following you around and just go, you have been murked.
to just random guests.
So we've got 2 options here.
Yeah.
One, we can bonus incentivize Pepe, right? And it's just like, it's an added bit of flavour because you get a bit of interaction with Pepe. What a draw.
Yeah.
You go into Footballland, I hope you get murked by Pepe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can have that. He's a bit like a kind of greeter in a restaurant, like a maitre d', but it's shithousery. You know what I mean? He's pulling your trousers down, or he's, tugging on your hair when you're trying to have a wee, or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's either that, so it's just, he's a bit of flavour.
Yeah.
It's Pepe, what a coup for us at Footballland, or it's an extra thing that you buy as you go into Footballland, or in advance. We could put it on the Footballland website
to annoy your mates.
It's a bit like The Game, the Michael Douglas film.
Yeah,
that's called The Game, right?
Yeah,
where you buy a game and then you get messed with the whole day, and you think people are trying to kill you.
Yeah.
So your mom, for instance, it's your birthday. It's your 8th birthday coming up.
Yeah.
And she's like, we're going to Footballland. And as an extra bit of spice, a bit of added bonus, she's going to get Pepe to make you think that he's trying to kill you.
Yeah.
What says happy birthday any more than Pepe following you around and, tripping you up just as you're about to get on, the Nigel de Jong clog flume.
Yeah.
So you fall into the sort of mechanics.
Spit.
Yeah, into the spit and get flushed away. You're going down the clog flume, but you're not in the clog.
Yeah.
You're just floating down the spit and you think your life's going to end. And then just at the end, Pepe's waiting for you at the bottom.
Yeah.
Pepe's just waiting at the bottom going, you've been marked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're 8 years old, that means you were born a full 9 years after World Cup wind-ups was broadcast.
Exactly.
You would have no idea what you've been worked means. Does he do any other acts of, could he just go around, pulling people's windscreen wipers off? Yeah. Defecating on their cars and things like that. As a nice early morning, I've just got to Footballland and the fun and games are beginning. A grown, former Portuguese international footballer's just climbed onto the bonnet of my car, as high a car. So I'm worried about, I'd say when you book a hire car in Qatar... and it says full insurance. And also, accidental damage from other acts of Pepe.
Yeah.
An extra $50 a day, but that's fine because just pay it.
Because you don't know whether your wife has bought you
and also
Pepe.
It's random. In the car park, it's random. Because that's the early 9 till 10, Pepe will shit on your car.
Well, this is the crucial thing. If Pepe is the maitre d', he's the greeter of Footballland, then it is random. But obviously, if it's not, if it is the game option
from 10 onwards,
then
he can still poo on everyone's car, and then from 10 onwards, he can target one person.
That's true. It's a way of drumming up business for the game.
Yeah, and it's just fun for everyone. Everyone gets to enjoy penne. Penne?
Penne. I like
pasta.
penne.
It's a good pasta.
Yeah, penne arrabbiata. Yeah, spicy.
Pepe arrabbiata.
Yeah, and people like filming that stuff. I think it will pay for itself.
It's just him shitting on some spaghetti and making you eat it as one of the things.
Pepe shitting on your car bonnet is very TikTokable.
Oh, so TikTokable. Yeah.
We wouldn't need to advertise it.
IG Reels, Instagram Reels.
True. We could spend all day coming up with various things.
Could he live in a house made of dung, a shit house, in Footballland?
Yeah.
So
like that.
9 till 10.
Yeah.
He has fun with everyone's cars in the car park. Yeah. 10 onwards, he goes into Footballland and he lives in his little shitty house.
I thought you were going to say 10 till 11, he goes and collects that back off your car.
Then plasters the rest of his dung.
To go and finish off.
To do his dung extension, or a conservatory.
Yeah.
Or just a loft conversion, like a dormer.
Yeah.
And then once he's finished rebuilding his poo house, he lives in it for a bit, and everyone says, "Oh, that's where Pepe lives, in his shit house."
It's a bit like a kind of like a troll.
Yeah, a troll
you don't want to.
You don't want to anger him.
Oh no, stay away.
You don't want to anger him.
Take a wide berth.
And then inside his little house, he's got a fax machine. And he gets...
Is that also made out of poo?
Beep, 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 beep. It's a Brother fax machine from Alan Sugar's company.
Yeah, okay.
Which they still make them.
Yeah.
They're still
massive
there.
in Japan.
Still, really
big in Japan.
Wow. And he takes the piece of paper off.
Also, poo faxes. Also massive in Japan.
takes the sheet of paper, and it says, "Greetings, Pepe.
Yeah.
Doris Wheeler's 8-year-old son. It's his birthday today.
Yeah.
I'd like you to
Ronaldo
nearly kill him."
Take it as close to death as possible.
He is particularly scared of spiders, and he is allergic to nuts. Go wild, young man. Yeah, I think I'm ready to vote.
I think we should.
Yeah,
I think all those in favour of Pepe's PP take, the updating of Beatles About, the updating of Punked, the updating of Rio Ferdinand's World Cup wind-ups pre-World Cup 2006. After 3, say aye or nay. 3, 2, 1.
Aye. Congratulations,
tense, because it could have
gone either way. It could have gone either way.
I'm going to Footballland, to Footballland, to Footballland. I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. It's not built yet.
I guess this is Mark's bit now, isn't it?
Oh.
He's still not here.
No. I'll tell you what. I'll go out and find out where he is.
What?
Yeah, I'm just going to... Well, there's a toilet that I know of that he might be in.
He's probably...
It's the secret toilet. You know, the one where you've got to put a code in?
Do you remember when he locked himself in?
It's 1966.
Oh.
I'll go now.
Don't just leave me here.
All right, Ryan.
What?
Is Anthony not here?
What are you doing?
We're just coming in to do Footballland.
But Anthony's just gone to look for you.
I didn't see him.
Yeah, but you literally just, like, the door closed and you must have seen him on the corridor.
No. Did not see Anthony in the corridor.
All right, then. Anyway, did you just crack on?
Yeah, let's crack on. Let's do it.
All right, what have you got? Mark?
So what I've got for you today is Bielsa's bum bucket carousel.
I keep asking this question.
Yeah.
Is it a toilet?
It's not a toilet, no.
Because we've had a lot.
We
got very toilety.
We overdid the poo and the bums.
Although there are a lot of people that come to theme parks and we don't want queues for toilets. So, if it were, then maybe we should reconsider them at some point.
And there are a lot of people coming to the podcast who enjoy mention of poo, bums, willies.
We do get those messages.
Yeah. But no, sadly, in many ways, this is not a toilet. This is
a shame.
Based on the Argentinian manager of Leeds Football Club.
Yes.
Bielsa.
The mercurial. Is that the right word? People like him.
Yeah.
There's a big...
And you're looking at me like you don't know why.
There's a lot of an appeal, but I was expecting more. I don't know what I was expecting, but I was expecting more.
Well, he's hailed as a football genius, and he's doing his best to disprove that theory this season.
I think that's what I'm... Yeah, I wanted the kind of 3-3-3-1 formations of old. I wanted real wizardry.
Yeah.
And sadly, I also wanted some smoking on the touchline, but,
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if he's the kind of eccentric that could whip out a pipe at any moment and sit on the...
He could have had... He might have those little tubes. Remember when Gaza did that, the Walkers ad, and they kind of, to get those tears to squirt out, they put little tubes and then makeup over them, don't they? Maybe Bielsa's got a kind of vape in his pocket. And he's got some kind of tube wizardry going up on in his nose, and he's just vaping all the time.
That would be amazing. I'd love to see in kind of the foreground of a shot that's mostly on the field of play, but in the foreground there he is on his bum bucket and there's smoke coming out the top of his head. That would be amazing.
And no one would know. Everyone just would think he was angry. He was about to have one of his famous sort of outbursts.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. We got as far as bum bucket go.
Bum bucket. So he famously sits on a bucket, an upturned bucket, and it looks deeply uncomfortable.
And not very much like a bucket.
No, but it has become known as Bielsa's bucket, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's weird.
What actually is it?
It looks to me like a kind of, a thermos, a big thermos you go camping with, doesn't it?
That's a really big thermos. That's a kind of couple of gallons.
Family of 6?
It should be a bucket.
Like a builder's bucket, like a good old, like a plasterer's bucket.
Like a pail, yeah.
Yeah, maybe like black, lots of red, old sort of plaster sort of flopping over the sides. Yeah. A bit of that.
It's been used.
Been heavily used.
Pre-loved.
This looks like it's been designed specifically.
Yeah.
Although not that comfortable, I do agree.
Yeah. I'm glad it's not one of those laundry buckets because he's not a small, slim fella. If he sat on one of those, he would be on the floor. Yeah. So he perches uncomfortably for most of the 90 minutes on what we're calling a bum bucket. And so this is a celebration. It's a ride that celebrates that. But just as he's working his muscle groups intensely, I mean, there's hip abductors. Abductors? That's not the right word. Adductors. Hip adductor glutes.
Glutes. Let's go with glutes.
And glutes.
Goots
and flutes. He's working those flutes as he sits there. This is a kind of workout as well. So I'm thinking to combine the adrenaline thrill rush of a fairground ride with a workout, a genuine workout. Ooh. So originally it was a straightforward carousel. I think actually it should be a track that goes round the edge of a football field, preferably with a game of football going on in the middle.
Nice.
So at various intervals, you've got these bum buckets that you sit on uncomfortably.
Yeah.
And you're not strapped in. That's a key thing.
Right. Are they sort of on a pole? Is it like your traditional carousel?
Well, I'll come to that. I think there should be an element of that. But it's slightly complicated, that bit. So for now, the basic is you're sat on it and you're revolving around the pitch at increasing speed. Ooh. But the bucket is also revolving. So you've got to try and stay on. You've got to like, I don't know how you intensify your own centre of gravity, but you've got to really sit on that hard.
Yeah. You've got to find the sweet spot on that bucket.
Yeah. And the reason I'm delaying the whether it goes up and down or not is because I think if you're up for an even bigger challenge, you could sit on this ride in the way that Bielsa also sits by the side of the pitch, which is Son's bum bucket.
Oh, yes.
Have you seen him do that?
The squat.
He just squats for sometimes 90 minutes.
Yeah,
and that's a really intensive workout for your flutes and glutes.
Yeah, I'm quite jealous. I'd like to be able to.
I can't do it for more than about a minute.
Yeah, when you're sort of in a bookshop and you sort of crouch down to the bottom shelf. Yeah, and you're down there for 30 seconds looking for that title. Yeah, and then you get up and pins and needles. And also on the way down at my time of life, there's often a little squeaky little tribute. The excitement of looking for a book. It's nice that you can get them out in that way. Whereas the rest of us sort of have to, it's a game of chance. Whereas you can go into a quiet corner in a bookshop and just do a little look at the Zeds, and then go safely back to whoever you're with after a suitable period of time has gone by. Yeah. So you crop dust it round maybe
crop dust the Z section.
Yeah, crop dust the Z section, and then go over and go, oh yeah, I can't find it.
And also discourage anyone else. Say, all those books are rubbish. You don't want to go anywhere near those books, at least not for another 3 minutes.
Totally overrated. Forget him.
Yeah. I can't think of another author beginning with Z. So for those people that want an extra challenge, you need to squat on a bit of track that is capable of revolving.
Right.
So it's like a sliding bit of the turf that slides all the way round.
Yeah, or it could be the lid of the bucket.
It could just be the lid.
Because his bucket looks like it's got a lid. And that's where I question the bucketness of it.
Well, it's an upturned bucket.
Yeah. Has anybody ever seen inside it, though?
It's a very good point.
Has anybody turned it over and gone, oh, actually, this isn't a bucket?
There'd be like a chinchilla under there that he's strange enough to have a chinchilla pet. So the up and down element of this, and I'm going to change the title. It's originally Bielsa's Bum Bucket Carousel. I think it's more Bielsa's Bum Bucket Ballet, because that just sounds nicer, doesn't it?
It does.
As these people revolve around the pitch and pirouetting as they revolve.
That's nice.
So the up and down element, I think it might be good if some kind of piston either punches up from inside the bucket, or if you're doing the added challenge of squatting without a bucket, you get sort of bum pummeled.
Yeah,
Bummeled.
Bummeled.
And I think it can range, again, you can set your own challenge when you get on the ride. It can range from everything from a little kind of tickle of the undercarriage to a full-on, it's gone right up.
Yeah, which sort of mirrors Bielsa's mood.
Yeah.
It can be very placid sometimes, so that could be a kind of little tickle.
Yeah.
You know, we played very well today, but done through a translator.
Yeah.
And then other times, outrageous!
That's a full-on anal fisting.
Full on, probably 2 hands, I reckon. Which means it doesn't necessarily need to go down the middle. It could just go both buttocks.
Both buttocks,
which would kind of elevate you.
Yeah. Well, I think that's part of the challenge, isn't it? Especially if there's a football game going on, you've got to ride the bum pummeling.
Yeah.
So that you don't forfeit the game by entering the field of play by mistake.
Yeah. And if Bielsa was watching that game, could we attach electrodes to him so that his mood is the thing that's feeding the pummeling or the tickling?
That is a great idea. That's brilliant.
Okay. This, we're going round and round. Is that it? Is there no other sort of competitive element? Is it just like a normal carousel that you kind of... It's a lovely ride.
Oh, no, it's not a lovely ride. It speeds up. It speeds up and gets nastier and nastier. Ooh. The object, from the ride designer's point of view, the object is to throw everyone off. If the 90-minute, and it's a full 90 minutes with half-time, and you carry on revolving through half-time, so it's an hour and 3/4. If anyone's left on it at the end of that, then, well, I, for one, will be bitterly disappointed. That's
nice. I like that they don't complete the full match. That mirrors Bielsa's sort of kind of combustible nature. You know, there will be those that get thrown off immediately. It's sort of his 2-day stay at Lazio.
Yeah.
It's sort of club football, he combusts, so it needs to mirror that. I think if anybody sort of gets all the way round, maybe they get an Argentina or a Chile kind of kit as a reward, maybe.
Yeah, that's nice, yeah.
But definitely, I mean, I think Leeds is probably his longest stay, isn't it? It's about 2 years he lasts at most clubs, so I reckon we're losing most people by half-time.
Yeah, I would think so. And I think just a nice little Where's Wally type Easter egg is when you do your press conference afterwards, there's a wall behind you and Frank Lampard just pops up and has a look.
That's nice.
Just watches. And it's not referred to, and then he pops his head back down again.
So do we think it's probably time to
I think
have a little cheeky vote on this?
Yeah. All those in favour of admitting Bielsa's Bum Bucket Ballet into Footballland say aye. 3, 2, 1, aye.
Aye. Nice.
That's good.
Yeah. I mean, we can't not have a theme park dedicated to football without Bielsa.
Yeah.
Or his bum bucket.
Yeah.
Foot. Footballland.
Oh, wow.
Gosh.
I mean, it worked out all right in the end, but where is Anthony? I mean, I don't know how you miss each other. The corridors, there's only a door at one end and a door at the other end. I don't know how you do it.
The door I came through was still swinging on its hinges, so I can't have missed him by far.
God. Anyway, so that was another Footballland, and I guess that was kind of... that was everything.
Yeah.
And you come back, and like we said before, like if you like stuff, and share it, because we didn't do a lot of that last. You should share it and tell your friends, but like in a very casual way, not in a desperate way, because we wouldn't want that to happen.
No.
But
only mention it to people you think will love it.
Yeah, that's true.
And if they don't, then it's sort of your fault, not ours.
Yeah, and if we see any of those sort of comments or any of that stuff, we're coming.
We're going to find you.
We're going to find you. So they're the conditions for liking and sharing Footballland, okay?
Yeah.
All right then.
See you next time.
Footballland.